In January 2010, after the violent incidents involving Asian immigrant students at South Philadelphia High School, the Philadelphia Commission on Human Relations held a year-long series of 11 public hearings on intergroup conflicts in Philadelphia's schools. We listened to 130 witnesses and read 40 written submissions. We took on this task because teaching students to deal with and accept diversity is not only a social and economic imperative, it is our moral obligation.
If kids feel threatened, if they feel like they're not safe, if they feel like they're not respected, then it impacts their learning.
Here's what we heard. Intergroup conflicts are a system-wide problem which requires a system-wide solution. Intergroup conflicts affect students of different races, colors, and national origins. Intergroup conflicts affect immigrant students. Intergroup conflicts affect students who are disabled. Intergroup conflicts affect female students. Intergroup conflicts affect gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and questioning students. The district must take concerted and swift action to resolve, track, and prevent these conflicts.
We, the Philadelphia Student Union, see violence as unjust actions that hurt their chances of survival and having a good life.
There seems to be a disconnect between the policies that are in place and what happens in the schools on a daily basis. For example, the zero-tolerance policy of automatically suspending students is heavy-handed and makes it difficult for students to succeed in school. Students are uncertain of where to turn when they are the victims of intergroup conflicts.
The students are afraid to report, or they don't feel empowered enough to report. It's a huge issue, right? Because if it's not on record, then essentially in certain people's heads it's not happening.
Another key finding is that the lack of language access services makes it difficult for some families to deal with intergroup conflicts. Many languages are just not offered, and the delivery of services can be poor.
Parent meetings where there's no one who speaks the parent language, forms that are in English but not in the language of the parent, and that kind of thing.
We learned about many hopeful approaches used by educators, staff, students, and the community to prevent and respond to intergroup conflicts. From the adoption of restorative justice practices to the simple act of teaching social skills. From students resolving issues themselves through peer mediation to building bridges through after-school programs.
Black students, African immigrant students, Asian students, Latino students are playing, are having great relationships with one another, are breaking together, or DJing together.
Members of the community are offering their support to resolve intergroup conflicts. Teachers are working to create an atmosphere of respect and tolerance to teach our children how to thrive in a multicultural world.
If we want our children to be successful in the 21st century, they need to know how to be problem solvers. They need to know how to communicate. And they need to know how to resist the temptations that exist out there.
The potential impact of these inspiring programs and approaches, if adopted system-wide, would be significant. Our recommendations urge the district to make resolving, tracking, and preventing the challenges of intergroup conflicts a high priority. We must all work towards widening the circle of our concern to include all the young people of Philadelphia.
That's the last thing that you're going to see from another person is the violence. So if you get to that kid before that he creates that violence or anything, you're going to get the best out of him. And, that's all I wanted to say today. Excellent.